Hello everybody and welcome to the entertainment headquarters, and it's time for a fantastic review. That's right, because why am I calling this a fantastic review? Because we are here to talk about none other than the Fantastic Four First Steps. That's right, the second superhero movie of the summer blockbuster season of 2025. And it's been quite an interesting ride, to say the least, when it comes to the superhero movies. I've seen both this and, of course, Superman 2025. And I have to say, I find both movies interesting, but I do like one more than the other. And I'm pleased to say the one that I like more than the other is this very movie, Fantastic Four First Steps. And we'll get into it. So first and foremost, The Fantastic Four First Steps is a 2025 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, The Fantastic Four, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the 37th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 37 films. Who would have thunk it? So, it's also the second reboot of the Fantastic Four film series. This film was directed by Matt Shankman, who I really enjoyed WandaVision. He did WandaVision, so he's got history with the MCU. And it was also from a screenplay by Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, and the team of Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer. It features an assembled cast of including Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and Joseph Quinn as the titular key team, alongside an assembly of amazing actors and actresses: Julia Garner, Sarah Niles, Mark Gatiss, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and Ralph Ineson. And the film is set in a futuristic 1960s Earth, which the Fantastic Four must protect from the planet-devouring cosmic being Gatiss. So first and foremost, this is the second film within the summer blockbuster season of superheroes. Now, Superman 2025 I found was a good film. I didn't hate it, but I also found, because it was the beginning of a new DCU, even though I enjoyed it, it was okay. There were elements I didn't enjoy as much, and I felt as it was too packed. And I felt as if they were trying to establish that world straight away and get you to know all of the characters and basically just say, this is the world, this is Superman, this is the Justice Gang, this is the way it is. And most of it worked, but there was some elements that I didn't quite enjoy. When it comes to the Fantastic Four, because we've had such a huge world building and storytelling over the last 37 films and quadruple television shows, I was thinking to myself, well, how the hell are going to make this feel fresh, different, and stand out? And are they going to be able to finally deliver a Fantastic Four film where the characters feel not just fresh, interesting, believable, but are they going to do the Fantastic Four right? And I'm happy to say they ticked all the boxes for me. And how they did that is that this story is set on an alternate Earth in a different universe, as you know, in the multiverse saga. So because we are in the multiverse saga, this Earth is a completely fresh, different Earth. It's not connected to the Earth that we belong to, that had all of the Infinity Saga connected to it, with all of those different television shows that you've got to leap to get to know what's going on in that film. Got to watch season 2, 3, 4 of that show to understand what's happening in that movie. There's none of that. Everything is just left to the wayside and is forgotten about, because this is a brand new Earth. These are the heroes on this Earth. They have been already well established. The events and the backstory and the origins of the Fantastic Four happened 4 years ago on this planet Earth. They were astronauts hit by a cosmic storm. Their bodies were genetically altered. They were given these new abilities. They've returned to Earth and have become celebrities and well-known names on the planet and have established themselves. And it's 4 years later, and they basically are this Earth's Avengers. These are their protectors. They are celebrities as well as scientists, astronauts, whatever you want them to be. That's what they are. And one day, as they are, preparing, Reed Richards is, doing his experiment. Sue Storm discovers, after 4 years of trying for a baby, she is now miraculously pregnant with a new child. And it's during these events that they're celebrating, her being pregnant. Ben Grimm, he's going about his business. Johnny Storm's being Johnny Storm. Suddenly, the Earth is hit by these, explosions from outer space, and suddenly arrives the Herald from Galactus, which is the Silver Surfer, which has said this planet is now marked for extinction and will now be devoured by the cosmic being Galactus. And this sets the chain of the events of the film that follows forward. And first things first, each cast member who play each member of the Fantastic Four does an outstanding job. Each member of the cast, like from Pedro Pascal, who quite frankly, when I found out he was playing Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, I kind of rolled my eyes slightly, because I thought to myself, well, he's been in Gladiator, he's been in Wonder Woman 1984, he's now in, The Last of Us. He seems to be, the face of Hollywood right now. And, you've got to go where the money is, get it while you're hot, and that's what he's doing. But, of course, being cast as this character, I thought to myself, oh, yeah, we go. Well, is he the right fit? Because in my mind, I couldn't see it. But actually, he was an amazing, Reed Richards. And I think he does the role really, really well. I generally think he suits the role of Reed Richards. And I can definitely see him being the face of the MCU. But another great part of the MCU is this particular lady, Vanessa Kirby, as Sue Storm. She did a brilliant job at playing Sue Storm. She was the glue and the moral compass of this team, of these people. And she, yes, Reed Richards is the leader, and yes, he kind of does all the great stuff, thinking, coming up with all the ideas to defeat this cosmic being Galactus and try to find a way to communicate with him and all of that. She was the glue that held the family together. And that's what I loved about these two characters. And they were a great team. There was real natural chemistry between the two actors in those roles, and I really believed in them. As the plot progresses, Reed Richards decide if we are going to defeat Galactus after the Herald of Galactus arrives on Earth, I guess we better go and visit him and see if we can do some sort of, communicate with him and make him see we're not a threat or whatever he believes. And, she, Julie Garner, who plays the Silver Surfer, a lot of people are up in arms that it was gender swapped, but if you watch this movie and you actually get to know the story and get to know this version of the Silver Surfer, she was a brilliant choice. And I'd actually applaud this gender swap. And another reason why I love this gender swap is because her story is connected with Johnny Storm. Joseph Quinn, who also, we heard that they were going to change his character slightly, and they do in a way, but it's a way that makes sense, and they explain things with his character. He's like a sexist chauvinist pig, he's a ladies' man. In this, he's trying to change his image. He's trying not to be that person. And it's during, him kind of, I feel, getting like an attraction to the Silver Surfer. He has his kind of side arc with the Silver Surfer, which I think organically works really well. And as the story progresses, we finally are introduced to Galactus. Now, I have never been as excited to see a villain on screen since Thanos. I heard rumors that, I had heard rumours that this version of Galactus is the best version on screen. After this film was released, I heard nothing but high praise for Ralph Ineson and his performance of Galactus, and he did not disappoint. He comes across intimidating, he comes across threatening, and you actually feel his presence everywhere throughout the course of this movie. And even though he doesn't have like the biggest of screen time, when he is shown on screen, you literally believe in the performance. You literally are intimidated. You're literally scared for your life when it comes to Galactus. He does not disappoint. And you feel the peril, you feel you feel the fear, you feel everything that comes with that character, Galactus. Finally, for me, the weakest character is of Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. And I think the reason the Thing, for me, he's the most comic book accurate version of the character. And even his story arc is small, but I generally believe this is the beginning of big things for the character of the Thing. As you know, they were just trying to introduce you to this version of the Fantastic Four. They've kind of left breadcrumbs of where they could potentially take the character, and this character does show signs of the character that we'll get to know and love throughout the story of the Fantastic Four. He's a being that was changed, he's a human being, that was changed thanks to the cosmic rays of a cosmic storm. And inside, he's got the biggest heart, and he's also in his mind and in his heart and in his soul, he's human, but his outer appearance, he looks like something that isn't human. And you start to see little hints that he is feeling lonely, that he's trying to find places to go and people to talk to. And that was the great thing with Natasha Lyonne's character, where she meets him and you can tell there's a chemistry there, whether it's going to turn into a romantic relationship or a friendship. It was nice to see somebody talk to him and just look at him and treat him as Ben and not treat him as something else. So that was great to see throughout the story. So they definitely hit the nail on the head when it comes to getting the accuracies of the characters. And this story is basically a well-known story in the comic books of when we first were introduced to Galactus, who came to Earth, who wanted to devour Earth. And the family, the Fantastic Four, tried to strike a deal with them, and it doesn't go their way. It's the very much that part of the story is the origin story of Galactus and the Fantastic Four's relationship. So I love that. Visually, this film is it's brilliantly done. It's like the visuals, like seeing this on the big screen, seeing Galactus, seeing the Human Torch, the Thing. It's visually stunning. The story is amazing. The actors are amazing. They introduce you to a new character, well, not a new character, but a character that I generally feel is going to have big things in the future. As we know, Sue and Reed Richards basically they, years prior to the Cosmic Storm, had been trying for a baby for years, and they're hit with the Cosmic Storm. They're genetically altered, of course. She finally discovers she is pregnant and gives birth to Franklin Richards, who is a known character in the comic books. And of course, there's something about this particular baby that intrigues Galactus. So that's something else that helps along the lines of this plot. And it was nice to see, and I definitely think that the character of Franklin is going to play a big part in the future of the MCU, which I'm looking forward to. And of course, stick out for the mid-credit scene. It's worth the wait. You see a glimmer of where we're heading in Avengers Doomsday. But yes, visually stunning, characters very accurate. I thought Matt, the director of this movie, who has worked on WandaVision, to be honest, WandaVision is probably one of the only few MCU shows I generally enjoyed. It's Matt Shakman. He's worked on this movie, directed it, and I thought he did a brilliant job. He definitely has a great way of kind of fleshing out characters and telling a story in a way that works. So, the pace in this movie was well put together, and I enjoyed the pacing of this movie. I enjoyed this element of the movie, and I liked the performance. Like I say, Pedro Pascal, I wasn't sure if I'd like him as Reed Richards, but he actually impressed us, and it's probably my favourite performance of his that he's done, that I really enjoy. So I definitely think he's the leading man going forward in the Fantastic Four and for the MCU in the future. And it's going to be great to see him and Robbie Downey Jr. face to face one day and seeing the chemistry that they have together, because I definitely think they're going to be great polar opposites to one another when he's playing Reed Richards and Robbie Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. I definitely can feel that first confrontation or introduction, it's going to be something to see. I don't think it'll let us down. But yes, like I say, Matt Shakman did a great job as director. Great storytelling, great visuals. Galactus does not disappoint, and the cast do not disappoint. Like I said, when it comes to Superman 2025, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. There were elements of the story and the characters that I didn't enjoy. Like I said in my review, if you've not seen it, I did say I found it hard that Clark Kent in Superman, you couldn't really tell the difference when he was Clark or when he was Superman. And there were like elements of the plot that I enjoyed, and there were elements of the plot I didn't enjoy. And I felt like they were trying to do too much to really like get the new DCU off with a bang, where this film just feels so organic and natural, and you don't need to watch the 37 movies before to go straight into this. In fact, Fantastic Four could be a standalone movie. You wouldn't even have to watch Doomsday if you didn't want to. You could have just watched this movie from start to finish and feel like it's just, its own thing, and it would work. It would work as well. So if I'm going to rate the Fantastic Four first steps, hopefully the first steps to a brighter future heading into Doomsday, I'm going to give this a strong 10 out of 10. Love the characters, love the story, love the visuals. The characters were straight out of the page. I thought, like I say, all the actors were just amazing. The writing, the visuals, the creativeness behind this movie. I love the world, the 1960s world. It gave me vibes of the Jetsons. And if anyone doesn't know what the Jetsons are, the Jetsons was like a show that came out around the time of the Flintstones, which was set in the future, about the futuristic family, the Jetsons. That was a fun show. Seen it many times growing up as well. So it gives me those vibes as well as the MCU vibes. So yes, 10 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the Fantastic Four first steps. Did you enjoy it? Are you looking forward to Avengers Doomsday? Let me know in the comments below. But until next time, keep on enjoying your movies and then keep on enjoying all things entertainment. And I'll catch you all at the next one.